is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Are you ready to travel? We got all the travel buzz here on Smart People, Travel Wise with Alvin Adriano on PHLV Radio.
Good day to all of our viewers. I'm so thrilled to bring you back for another great show, and I'm thankful to be here each week to touch a bit on travel. Smart People Travel Wise is all about what's going on in travel through the eyes of travel professionals, tour operators, and like today, a travel advisor. I am your host, Alvin Adriano, CEO of Travel Wise International, and today I have the pleasure of bringing on someone very special to me. On today's episode, we will be discussing all about luxury travel and what are the upcoming trends in the travel market. Before we get started, I do want to let all of our viewers know that the travel industry is mourning a loss of one of our own. I am sad to announce that a dear friend, a mentor, a great individual passed this weekend. He was a dear friend of mine and was an advocate for the travel community. His loss is a shock to everyone. And Bob Douglin, he was the vice president of international host agencies for ASTA, the American Society of Travel Advisors. But he will be sorely missed, never forgotten, because he leaves with so many touching moments with friends, colleagues, and family. I just wanted to observe a moment of silence for my friend, someone who I really looked up to. So thank you everyone for your kindness, and I hope you all have the chance to tell your friends and family how much you care about them. Please take the opportunity to appreciate the people who you care about. Rest in peace, Bob, and prayers to his family and his friends. But as we get started with the show, if you are watching this live, please hashtag live. And if you're watching on the replay, please hashtag replay. Share where you're watching from because we want to acknowledge all of you. And don't forget to catch our show on Facebook and YouTube, or you can listen on the show on Amazon Fire, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Or you can even download the app PHLV Radio, available on all iOS and Android devices. So today's guest is my beautiful and elegant wife, Keisha Adriano. Besides being an amazing individual, Keisha is the Chief Operation Officer at TravelWise International and is also a luxury travel advisor. With 10 years under her belt, Keisha has evolved from a travel agent into an accredited travel advisor who is also the Secretary of ASTA Central Atlantic Chapter. She is a staple invitee to major travel conferences and retreats. And in addition, Keisha is also a travel advisor coach who helps many aspiring individuals enter into the travel sector space. She teaches simple strategies to support travel advisors. So please smash those heart buttons and please give my amazing wife, Keisha, a well-deserved thank you for being here today. So Keisha, you here?
Yes. Hi.
Hey, my love. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing okay.
Yeah. So I know what's going on with you. We live in the same household, but for many of the viewers, they may not know what a luxury travel advisor is, or, and I know I talked about your background, but can you tell our viewers what you do and what a luxury travel advisor actually does?
So what I do is mostly, obviously, luxury, but I sell destinations like Maldives, Barbados, Turks and Caicos. I would say Australia, Alaska, and luxury's changed a little bit. When you think of luxury, think of just kind of five-star hotels, but really it's become a little bit more manageable financially, where if it's more of the value of the experience, where people can kind of dive in and get a little bit of everything, but with the luxury experience. And that's the way I like to kind of set the stage, is that what would you like to do and how would you like to do it? And then I set a budget, or we talk about a budget and where they would like to be. And then I'm able to package as much as I can to get the most value out of the experience.
No, that's awesome. I mean, these experiences for people, and we've talked in some of our previous episodes about how there's so many different types of travel these days. And I guess one thing that you pointed out was experience, that being the priority when you do plan your people's trips or your clients' trips. But but I'm sure for everyone, you don't just start in the luxury market. There had to be some type of passion, some kind of drive. So when you first got into the industry, what was it, or how did you fall in love with travel?
Oh, so I love to travel. I think what I fell in love with, we went, and I know you remember this, Alvin, but we went to Europe. It was my first group tour. Alvin and I were, he was introducing me to escorting groups. We visited Italy, Spain, Amsterdam.
Yep. Amsterdam.
And I think we went with a
Gibraltar.
group of, yeah, I think it was like a group of 25.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good trip. We made a lot of good friends.
Yes, yes. We went, a shout out to Elbows. We had a young couple with us, not that young people don't travel, but when you have a group that large and you go to maybe, I guess, unique destinations, that there's not usually those young people, those millennials. So we had a young couple, we got to experience it. We got to kind of do our own thing. And, but no, it taught me, how to love travel, what the point of travel is. And that is kind of to indulge in the culture, understand how other people live, and also get to see things that you can't see every day.
Yeah. And I guess that's kind of what brought you into the travel industry. I mean, for you now planning these trips for people, I'm sure there's some type of fulfillment you get when you see people's like faces or reactions when they finally get to step into these destinations.
Oh, yes, yes. When people come back, I mean, I remember there was my last, no, 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 yes, yes, my last my last passenger that came back from the Maldives. They were just blown away. They just kept saying everything was top notch. The experience was something they would never experience without, some type of guidance, and that's what we're here for. We're here to help people say, hey, what would you like to do? What is your dream? Like, what do you really envision, and how do you envision your vacation? And that's what I do, is I set that up based on what you would like to experience, because not everyone's the same. Not all, the shoe doesn't fit for everyone. And I definitely always say that, your family, like, what does your wife want to do? What would you like to do as a husband? What would you like to experience with your children? All those are very, very important questions that you don't want to answer the day you arrive on the trip. Like, oh no, what are we going to do now?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, again, we all have this expectation when we travel. But if we don't think about it ahead of time, if this is really the one for me, you'll have a big surprise when you arrive and just like, this isn't the trip I expected. So I think that's important. And I think that's a really good thing that you brought up about questions. Now for you, I mean, I know you've traveled, but where do you want to, where have you been? I mean, what are some of the places that you've been so far?
So I've been to, of course, the Caribbean and Europe. I would say some of the top places, and I've been to, at me, can you hear that?
Yeah, I think it's
Static a little bit. Let me see if I can- All right, is that better?
Yep, that's a lot better.
Okay. Top two destinations, I would say. No, top three. I have three. I know it's hard to fit them all in, but one was, of course, was Philippines.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Second was China. And then third was Cuba.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I would, if you ask why, because I know that's what you're going to do, because I know you, and you're going to ask why, I would say it's something that is unlike us, what we do every day, even routine when it comes to how they make their money, how far they're willing to go to make money. Intimacy, like in China, one of the things I loved about China is men and women don't touch in public. They're married and they do not touch in public, and simple things like that we take for granted. Other people don't live that way. And that's what I love to learn every single time I go somewhere.
No, awesome. I think it's cool to really dig down and see why people travel. It's kind of led into why people are traveling now. Purposeful travel. Now that people have been like stuck in the four walls of their house, really getting inspiration through Instagram, Facebook, blogs. People are always looking for new things, and they want to discover cultures, different people, and just a different perspective of what makes different people in different places, unique. And for you, I mean, being a luxury travel advisor, I'm sure you've seen some of the most exotic destinations, beautiful places you probably never seen before. Uh, where have your inspirations for these last 15 months? Where do you want to go next?
Oh, okay. So I just got back from a travel conference. So I've expanded my bucket list. So Maldives for one, only because I sell it all the time. And everybody comes back and they're just like, had the most amazing time. So for you and I, for Alvin and myself, I would say Maldives is a trip that we need to go on next. For myself, I would say Australia. I have two, Australia and Spain. When I went to this, and the reason why I say Spain is a new one, because I'm at a supplier who uses Barcelona as a gateway. And so what she does is she creates, once they enter Barcelona and they enjoy Barcelona, she does a more intimate trips or more intimate excursions, or what would you say, it would be land tours where you can take trains, you can rent a car, and you basically live locally. And you do that like 3 days here, 4 days here. You can even catch a small cruise or get on a yacht. And that I was like, ooh, let's do that. That's something I haven't done. So
Yeah.
those would be the top three.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, you talk about the different experiences, curating and tailor making, but it's not just price tag, you said. So when you say luxury, what is it that you actually sell? And, is it destination, hotel properties, experiences? When you say luxury, what does that mean to, I guess, the new traveler now?
I would say, first off, luxury is no longer just about best hotels. And I said that earlier, in the most luxurious transportation, it becomes more about going outside your everyday experience to connect with locals through immersive experience clients can't create on their own. In order to create the most satisfying vacation experience, luxury travel advisors like myself are taking new approaches in the interactions with our clients. Long are the days of the travel advisors as order takers, as you please. Today, I deal with clients who are looking to curate an experience for them. I sit down with them, each and every one of them, to understand what they want to experience, what they want to get out of their vacation, because again, not every single person's the same. So once you get out of that awkward talk of budget, our role, I feel like as a travel advisor is to really understand what the client needs and expects. And then once we're able to figure that out, they're more likely to have that successful trip. Luxury travel is being able to experience travel and enjoying all at the same time.
I mean, the process sounds great. And, and I guess, when you hear luxury, you're kind of, step back, like, can I afford that? I don't know what the criteria is to be luxury. And so can you walk us through the process of, who would be your clients and how you would, find out if you're a perfect match for a travel advisor?
Yes, that's a great question. I get this all the time, Alvin. People call and they're like, okay, I want to do luxury, but what is luxury? It's an easy term that everybody says, oh, I want to do, but do I really have the right budget for it? So I would say the definition of luxury can be different for every traveler. So the first thing that I do is to schedule a consultation and talk with these clients. Creating a relationship is vital to our partnership. In order to create value for my clients, I have to understand their needs, their lifestyle, and their preferences. I'm looking for ways to spark my clients' passions. My job as a travel advisor is to understand what kind of experience they're seeking and then present options that fulfill and then exceed their desire. To take a step further, the luxury experience is doing what the clients want, when they want, and how they want, within the financial parameters they choose. It's a collaborative process that involves active listening and finding solutions to my clients' challenges.
I think, when we talk about like travel planning, we do a lot of searching first and reading and trying to figure out what everyone else's experiences are. I think the shift is now asking our clients, what do you want to experience? Not just in that destination, but for you, whether it's lifestyle, budget, preferences, what do you want to wake up to? Where do you want to eat? What do you want to be close to? I think those are all practical questions that people now like yourself have really made a market for. And it's really great to hear, because that's, there's just so many different people in the world. We all want different expectations, different experiences. And so being able to tailor that with an advisor is such a great feature that we just take or undervalue for a lot. But yeah, I mean, we've came back through the pandemic, using a travel advisor and trying to get inspiration. But like now, travel is picking up. Airports are busy. People are starting to feel more confident. Are there some, has there been a shift in demand, or what are the trends right now that you see in the luxury market?
So the pandemic really changed a lot about travel. It changed the way we worked as travel advisors, the way we move, the way we shop. I mean, everyone who doesn't shop on Amazon now. But it's also changed the way we travel as well. The working from anywhere reality became a little bit more sustainable. Work from anywhere, right? That was the dream before the pandemic. Everybody wanted to work from home. And
Yeah.
well, now that that's reality, I think all of us want to go back to work, majority of us with 3 children. Rather than the act of escape, travel was integrated into our regular working day, blending the worlds into one. People are looking for extended stays and more meaningful travel instead of the short getaways. Once in a lifetime trips have been an uptick in inquiries for me, like the Maldives and Tahiti.
Okay.
Another rising trend I would say, is low travel, which is minimizing the air travel and flying into one destination and any travel that takes place on the ground. So that means like train, car, by bike, or by foot. Experiential travel and deep dives into cultural experiences. Destinations has also been popular, like African safaris, Antarctica, and Europe. All in all, travel is becoming more thoughtful and purposeful. People are looking for travel because an emotional attachment or fulfillment of some sort. Mm-hmm. As for travel advisors, it's our responsibility now to discover how to elevate those experiences and pinpoint ways to do that.
No, yeah, I mean, I think now, with like the explosion of virtual space, having flexibility and working from anywhere, I mean, you're right. I know a lot of people are taking longer vacations because they have extra time. Working from home, it's like a privilege now. And I've seen many people taking longer vacations, working while on vacation. That's not unheard of. And I think you're totally right about that. And then I guess it's a nostalgic type of way of vacationing now. I think that was an important topic that you mentioned, that a lot of people now are just focusing on one destination and then really getting immersed, going to hotels, going to shows, going to restaurants, instead of trying to pack in all in one destination. I think that's really a great way to look at it, because that way you minimize your contact with different people. You're still in the same area, and I think that's what happened with Maldives, because they're an island and all the islands are separated, that they were able to open successfully really, really early of this year. So great. I mean, thank you for sharing that. And I really appreciate, so all the viewers can kind of get their heads wrapped around what the trends are. But yes, thank you for all our viewers. If you have any questions or comments for Keisha, we'll hopefully have a little Q&A at the end of the show. But yeah, catch us after the break. We'll get more into what are the hottest destinations, and if Keisha has any upcoming tips and tricks for preparation for 2021. So catch us after the break. We'll see you soon, guys. Hello. Welcome back to Smart People Travel Wise. I'm your host, Alvin Adriano. I'm here with my beautiful wife, chatting about luxury travel, and listening to what's in store for the future. My name is Alvin Adriano, CEO of TravelWise International, and I'm talking here today with a luxury travel advisor about her perspective about future. What do you think? Like let's go right into it, and what do you think it will take for, I guess, travel to recover?
Well, as travelers emerge from this COVID-19 crisis, it is a pivotal period for the industry to alleviate the re-entry process for cruising, helping advisors create excitement for the demand, push for lawmakers to reopen borders, and more. There are so many things to consider, like harmonizing international entry restrictions to supporting work on digital health systems to simplify the process so that vaccinated Americans are not at risk of being stranded overseas. In addition, we are still patiently waiting for the open borders from Europe, Asia, and other continents as the pandemic is slowly being controlled. There is a unification within the travel industry, and it will be great to see how travel and the demands of travel will evolve.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, a lot of us are feeling comfortable, but a lot of the globe are still trying to deal with the pandemic. And I know Italy is open, Greece is open, a lot more places are starting to think about opening their borders. And I hear now rumblings of the administration thinking about relaxing the entry into the United States with the 72-hour COVID test. So I think there's going to be a lot of new updates in the next couple of weeks. People are excited about the economy recovering, especially the travel industry. And I think it's really important to keep that in mind. So Keisha, I mean, we're talking about the recovery, but a lot of new destinations are popping up. There's a lot of new hotels and people preparing. But what are some trends or destinations that you've noticed that people should start looking into going into 2021, 2022?
Let's see. So new destinations, I would say, and that's where a lot of us travel advisors had to pivot. We were selling, maybe a different selection of what we're selling now. We've had to pivot in a way of looking for new ways to travel. I know for me, right now it's just looking for what's open. We as especially America, we're dying to travel, and I know. With that being said, everybody's been quarantined. Everybody's been locked in their house with their virtual worlds, and so for now, it's trying to figure out where can we go safely. How can we get there, and how can we prepare for that? So I would just say that there's just a new normal when it comes to travel. Now instead of the old way of travel, we're now discussing, hey, let me prepare you for the trip. It's not you just hop on a plane and you go like you used to. There's a lot of requirements and restrictions that you have to know and understand before you travel.
Awesome. I mean, yeah, the travel restrictions, there's just so much more preparation that's involved when it comes to planning your trip. You have to talk about entry requirements, visa processing. I think there's checklists and apps now that you have to complete before you enter. So do you have any, I guess, tips or advice on how travelers can stay prepared or, at least updated about what the current restrictions are?
Yeah, definitely. Right now, preparation is everything. And that's in life in general. And it's especially important in travel. Although there are a lot of restrictions now, things change quickly, and we are seeing a lot of flexibility in travel now. You should always make sure to review your travel documents, know what you need to do before entering and departing each country you visit. A great way to do this is visiting websites like travel.state.gov or enrolling in the STEP program. Both programs are great resources to keep yourself updated on travel restrictions, health guides, and visa entry requirements.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So you was what, travel.state.gov?
Travel.state.gov.
Perfect. And then the STEP program. Yeah, those are two things that we often use. And if you don't know what those are, definitely go on the web, type that travel.state.gov, and you'll find information about entry requirements. And then the STEP program is more of like a listing your travels on there. So in case you are traveling, you can be contacted by the nearest consulate, and that they know which U.S. citizens are traveling in these areas. So yeah, thank you for sharing those tips about staying prepared. How about trip tips for people, who are wanting to travel? We're all trying to figure out what's the best place to go for us, what's within our budget. Any tips for people who are planning to travel?
Oh, yes. Let's start with honeymooners, or people ready to pamper themselves. I would totally recommend upgrading for the experience to balconies and suites for the mere fact that cruising world has never stopped like this before. And these are the best rates available. I tell my clients right now that if you have always wanted to get into a suite, do it now. This will be the lowest that these rooms are going for. Also, they're including a lot of cruises, or especially river cruises, are including business class airfare in that price.
Oh, wow.
Number two, start booking for 2023. That's right, 2023.
Thoroughly?
Many of the bookings were moved from 2021 to 2022, and availability is limited now. It's really hard to find space to create packages. But now we're all moving on to 2023 and planning some exciting trips. If you are itching to travel, I would suggest really taking the time to plan your trips for the next couple of years to really take advantage of these great opportunities.
Wow. That's amazing. Like, you don't think about everyone's bookings moving to the next year. But yeah, everyone's pent up. I'm sure people are filling up spaces because we've been stuck. And so that's, I guess, really great information to hear, so that those who are planning to travel may not have all the available options for them next year. And so if they have to book for 2023, you mentioned that there's so many places that you would want to go to, and that people, we're still waiting to see what's open. But what are the destinations that you feel are going to be the hottest right now, or for people, going into 2022?
Okay, so I have 5, or kind of a little bit more than 5, but number
These
one,
are the ones that you experience that people are like asking about.
These are where everyone's going. These are the top 5. I would say number 1 is Alaska and Canada. Number 2, Kenya and South Africa. Number 3, Maldives. Number 4, Scandinavia, and 5 would be Greece and Italy.
All right. So why Alaska?
Okay, so Alaska and Canada. Many visitors, they visit or they venture to Alaska to see the jaw-dropping scenery of unspoiled nature, majestic mountain glaciers, fjords, crystal clear lakes, waterfalls, and national parks. The demand for the outdoor and adventure type of vacations are certainly increasing, and this is an exotic yet domestic trip for most. You can enjoy sailing through the Inside Passage, spending a couple nights in the Wilderness Lodge in Denali, or taking a 4-day train ride through the Canadian Rockies. Both destinations are in high demand and will definitely see many people looking to travel here.
Yeah, I mean, they have a truncated schedule from May to September, and I guess us being in a natural way, looking for outdoorsy type of experience, I understand that one. But you also mentioned Africa, Kenya, Maldives. Any particular reason those places?
So Kenya and South Africa, with the rise in the bucket list destinations, many people are looking to cross out an African safari off their list. Kenya is more for the wildlife and national parks, opposed to South Africa. However, being able to journey through African content is an amazing story to tell for anyone.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at these pictures on screen, and if I was just passing by an elephant, that would be a story for ages for me. I mean, I can't imagine the kids as well.
I know. We're dying for those big 5. Would you imagine being able to take your entire family and experience something like that? That would be stories for the rest of their lives. And that's why, and I didn't say Africa, did I? But I don't know if I said Africa, but it is on my definitely top of my bucket list.
Yeah. And I saw some of these pictures that were on here, the overwater bungalows. That's the Maldives?
Yes. Honeymooners, romance couples, travelers who are looking for
look at that.
Yes, look, breathtaking views, unspoiled treasures should definitely look into the Maldives. Look at the view. Can you imagine when you say remote, when you say, oh, I just want to detach from the world? Can you imagine being in the middle of the ocean? No signal. No, I'm sure you have Wi-Fi, but still just the thought of being able to detach from the world. And you can also bring your family. So don't let me just say romance only. It's definitely, there are family friendly resorts, but I would, when you say upticking of inquiries, it's definitely Maldives for the honeymoons.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I mean, how about closer? I mean, you've named some like exotic places, Africa, Greece. I mean, these aren't like you have to take like at least an 8-hour flight. How about North America? What's a place in the Caribbean or anywhere that you would recommend that it's starting to pick up for you?
I would say Turks and Caicos actually has been extremely popular for me these days. It's great for both, whether you're trying to go as a couple or if you're going as a family. But that seems to be the hot spot.
Gotcha. And you said it's perfect for families too, not just
Yeah.
couples?
Oh yes, definitely. If in a lot of the Caribbean is, you can do either or. You just have to, when you are planning, make sure you tell your travel advisor, you'll tell them how many people are going, but just make sure, you definitely say family friendly, because there are a lot of resorts. And the reason why I say that, there are a lot of resorts that are beautiful, luxurious, but they don't have a family program. I don't know about you, but when I go on vacation, I want my kids to be entertained. I am not there to entertain my children. We will have selected time that we are able to enjoy, but the vacation's for everyone to be able to go to a water park or go scuba diving. It's for we have a little bit for everyone.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we're all searching for that next vacation spot, somewhere that we can really, I just have a connection with. That's when we first started getting into travel. Travel was more of like exploration and discovery. It's turned to relaxation, and there's nothing wrong with that too. But again, purposeful people are looking for a meaning. They want to be connected and have some emotional fulfillment when it comes to this. So I'm really glad that you mentioned that, because like finding destinations isn't easy. I mean, we all have mass marketed ads telling us where to go, but getting your advice and your recommendations is really helpful for any client that's looking to travel. But with that said, I'm truly thankful for you spending some time for us and kind of letting our viewers know about the possibilities of luxury. It's important that we learn more about what's around us, especially now, because in the next couple of years, opportunity to travel is going to increase. With the relaxation of travel restrictions and opportunities of availability to flights, I think all of us are in need of a great trip. So with that said, Keisha, is there any last minute thoughts or maybe comments, suggestions you can share with some of our viewers about travel?
Yes. Travel is steadily roaring back. And I'm so excited to see what's in store for travel. This is a great industry to be in, and there are so many benefits that you just can't imagine. We are always looking for people who are looking to dive into the travel industry and learn the ropes. If you're looking to enter this exciting industry, reach out to myself or Alvin, and we can certainly chat about it and we can connect.
Awesome. Well, thank you, darling, for spending some time here and just kind of educating some of our viewers about what's going on in the luxury market, what's hot and destinations coming in. Hopefully we can have you on the show again and just give us an update about what's going to be coming on in the future. So thank you for coming on. I'll see you later.
See you in a few minutes.
Awesome. So to all our viewers, thank you so much for being here. Without your support, we could have not done this. We love being able to talk about different perspectives in travel and sharing all of our viewers some key tips and tricks so that you can be able to travel in the future. People like Keisha and I are travel advisors, and the travel industry continues to be devastated by the pandemic. But with all the inspirations and support, we continually update all of our viewers and clients so that we can make your dreams reality. Before I end the show, I would like to throw out a quick plug for our Balabagan Travel Wise Facebook group. If you're looking to travel to the Philippines or need help with travel restrictions, please join our Facebook group where we share information about real updates on travel restrictions straight from the Bureau of Immigration. So we thank you for watching our show. If you need help planning your vacation, reach out to our travel agency. It's TravelWise International at 301-248-8898, or you can visit us on the web at www.itravelwise.com. Smart People Travel Wise airs every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific Time and 3 p.m. East Coast. Again, my name is Alvin Adriano, CEO of TravelWise International, a Filipino-owned and operated travel agency that's dedicated in serving the Filipino community since 1989. So take care. Till next time, mabuhay, Smart People Travel Wise.
is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio. Just like a friend from back home.
Hi everyone, this is Lana Misalucha and you are listening to PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.